Namaskar to everybody. So, till now we have seen the first 13 sutras of Yoga Darshan. Now, today we will talk about the 14th sutra. आज हम 14वें सूत्र के बारे में बात करेंगे. So, इससे पहले हमने देखा कि अभ्यास कैसा होना चाहिए. What is अभ्यास? What is the meaning of अभ्यास? Now, today we will understand what is the different ways and what are the different rules and regulations. ऐसे कौन से सिद्धांत हैं, ऐसी कौन सी चीज़ें हैं जिनको हमें फॉलो करना है when you are practicing योग साधना. So Maharishi Patanjali in his 14th sutra, first chapter, he says, Sato dirgh kal nairantarya satkar sevito dridh bhumi. So sa means that, tu means even, dirgh means long, kal is time duration, nairantarya is uninterrupted without any break, satkar is welcoming receptive attitude or with reverence, asevit means utilized or employed, dridh means firm, and bhumi means grounded, firmly grounded. So Maharishi Patanjali very clearly he talks that what should be the nature of the sadhana. Whether you are practicing a Ashtanga Yoga sadhana or Kriya Yoga sadhana or Kundalini, Shri Vidya Kundalini sadhana, any type of sadhana, what will be the nature of that sadhana is explained in this sutra. So he says very clearly, Sa tu, that even that sadhana has to be dirgh kal, it has to be for long duration, dirgh kal. Now, dirgh kal doesn't mean for 3 months or for 6 months or for 9 months or for 12 months or for 5 years or 10 years. It is dirgh kal. So dirgh kal is dirgh kal, and it cannot be bounded with one time. So this itself shows that if you are practicing yoga sadhana for 10 years also, you are still a student because still you are under that dirgh kal only. You have not completed it. So dirgh kal is very important because the longer you practice, the better you become, the better polishing of your sadhana comes into light. क्योंकि जब तक आप दीर्घ काल तक इस साधना को नहीं करते हैं, यानी कि लंबे समय तक नहीं करते हैं, बहुत ही लंबे समय तक, मतलब कितने लंबे समय तक नहीं कहा है उन्होंने ये कहा है कि दीर्घ काल. अब वो 5 साल का है, 10 साल का है, 20 साल का है, 25 साल का है या पूरा जन्म है, हमें नहीं मालूम है. सो वी कैनॉट फिक्स दैट दीर्घ काल हैज़ टू बी फॉर ए फिक्स ड्यूरेशन बिकॉज ही हैज़ नॉट मेंशन दैट फिक्स ड्यूरेशन. तो दीर्घ काल का अर्थ ये हुआ कि इट हैज़ टू बी फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन. और यू कैन से कि जब तक आपको साधना में सफलता मिलती नहीं है. अब साधना में सफलता मिलने के बाद भी सपोज यू आर गेटिंग द completion of your sadhana or you are getting the signs that you have completed the sadhana, even to be in that state you need this dirgh kal, you need this uninterrupted practice. So now you have understood कि you should never be in a hurry. आप कभी भी जल्दीबाजी में ना रहें कि you can finish one course in 9 months or 10 months or 12 months or 5 years or 10 years. योग साधना एक निरंतर प्रक्रिया है. It is a continuous practice. And there is no end for that. Getting a certificate, getting a degree doesn't make you owner of that subject. You are only, you can say that you know little about that subject. So dirgh kal ke liye you have to practice. So you have to, the sadhana has to be for a very long duration. Now the second word comes here is nairantarya. So nairantarya और निरंतरता, जिसमें निरंतरता हो, नैरंतर्य हो. तो what is important here, first thing is you are doing it for a very long time and he has not mentioned for how much long time. मतलब कितने लंबे समय तक करना है ये महर्षि पतंजलि ने नहीं कहा है. आपको केवल करते जाना है दीर्घ काल तक, अनंत काल तक, जब तक आप कर सकें करते जाइए. ना नैरंतर्य, नैरंतर्यता का अर्थ क्या हो? नैरंतर्य मीन्स अनइंटरप्टेड प्रैक्टिस. So uninterrupted means what? सम पीपल से, कुछ लोग ये कहते हैं कि दे प्रैक्टिस योगिक साधना रेगुलरली, बट इफ यू सी देयर लाइफ, होल डे दे विल बी बिजी इन talking to the people or doing some or other activity, but they say they are practicing yoga. Suddenly one fine day they remember कि मुझे आसन प्राणायाम और कुछ ध्यान करना है, so once in a week, maybe once or twice they sit and do the sadhana, because they are surrounded with multiple peoples. मतलब आपके आसपास अगर हजारों करोड़ों लोग हैं तो आप साधना कब करेंगे? तो वहाँ आपकी साधना ब्रेक हो जाती है. So there's this sadhana or nairantarya means uninterrupted, whether you are alone or whether you have the followers along with you or in any situation, निरंतरता होनी चाहिए. This continuous practice has to be there without any break. So uninterrupted means everyday sadhana, irrespective of the place where you are doing the sadhana, whether you have the place or you don't have the place, but the sadhana has to be done. If you don't perform that sadhana, और आप ये कह सकते हैं कि today you have a very busy schedule or you had a very important meeting, so because of that you could not do it. So if you say that, if you have that meaning, मतलब अगर आप किसी भी कारण के चलते कि आज बहुत important meeting है या कोई बहुत important काम आ गया है और आपने साधना नहीं की, so what will happen? That nirantarta breaks. And that nirantarta, if it breaks, automatically you are back. आप पीछे धकेल दिए जाते हैं. तो yoga does not allow you to do whatever you want or whatever rules you want to create. It is already done. Dirghakal, it has to be for a very long time. And then second thing is, it has to be without any interruption, without any break, irrespective of any situation in the life. Whether you are all right, your health is okay, your situation in the family is okay, whether your professional life is okay, your personal life is okay or not. Irrespective of everything, there shouldn't be any interruption. There shouldn't be any break in your sadhana. So when you perform the sadhana in this way, then you can say that you are doing the sadhana in a right way. So first thing what he says is for a very long time. Second thing he says, very long time means suppose you are doing it for 10 years, in out of those 10 years, only 10 days you have done the sadhana, and then you say कि you don't get any benefit from the yoga. इसका अर्थ ये हुआ कि you have broken the rules, you haven't followed yoga at all. मतलब आपने 10 साल साधना की, 10 साल में 10 साल साधना की, जिसमें 10 दिन ही आपने सही तरीके से साधना को निभाया, तो आप कैसे कह सकते हैं कि आपने साधना की? मनसा वाचा कर्मणा, हर तरीके से फ्रॉम ऑल द साइड्स, मेंटली, फिजिकली एंड वर्बली, यू हैव टू बी इन्वॉल्व इन द साधना. एंड once you are involved in the sadhana, then only you can perform the sadhana properly. Yoga does not give you permission to dilute anything in its field. And remember, the person who practices yoga sadhana for a very long time and without any interruption, you can see the glow on his face. You can see the sadhana in his life. You will see a person with a complete yogic signs and symptoms, you can say. आप एक योगी को देखेंगे तो you will understand कि he is a right yogi or he is a fraud. आपको बिल्कुल पता चल जाएगा. A person who closes his eyes, sits for a very long time, he may be telling, and when he closes his eyes, he keeps thinking about bad things. So that is not a sadhana. So sadhana is, you have to completely get immersed in the object of meditation so that you get the benefit of the sadhana. So first thing what he says, dirghakal. Second thing is nairantarya. Now the next thing what he talks is satkar. So satkar is welcoming, receptive attitude. Or in other words, you can say with lot of satkar, with lot of reverence inside you, you have to perform the sadhana. Yoga sadhana is not restricted, or it is not asana. Yet always remember, yoga sadhana is not an asana. And majority everywhere, whether any type of yoga school today you go, everybody talks that others follow yoga or yoga sadhana, but they themselves don't want to follow it. Simplest example is, you will ask your children, your students to follow yoga, but you yourself will never follow it. So who will teach them? So because you don't have satkar, bhavana for your sadhana, this will happen. Yoga sadhana is not a physical exercise. It is not a gymnastics. It is a process through which you can get united with your own self. It is the process through which all the nadis are cleansed, all the karmic imprints are cleansed, all the karmic imprints are burnt inside the body, and you are able to enter into the deeper levels of Samadhi. In the coming chapters, we will understand that. So, yoga sadhana, the purpose is something different. So, one should always understand that you should have a lot of satkar, lot of receptive attitude to learn anything. So, once you are totally having satkar and reverence for the sadhana, you will have a lot of respect for the sadhana. You will not think it is a matter of just one competition in yoga. Yoga is not for competition. Asanas are not for competition. Asanas are basically postures or practices which help you to awaken the deeper levels of your consciousness, and you cannot compete with your consciousness, with others' consciousness. Physiologically, they have got a different effect, but spiritually, they are made for certain different things in the life. So, you should have a lot of satkar. And asevito means utilized or which are practiced. And along with this, what is important is dridha bhumi. You should be firmly established firmly grounded in the practice. Now, what happens here? With continuous practice, long practice, you are doing for a very long time, for years together you are doing without any break. With a lot of reverence also, you have practiced this sadhana. You have utilized with lot of seva bhav, with lot of desire, devotion, dedication, you are doing the sadhana, but you are not firmly grounded in the practice. In the sense, अगर आप पूरी तरह से दृढ़ भूमि नहीं होंगे, दृढ़ता नहीं होगी, if there is no firmness in your sadhana, there are chances that you will lose the depth of the sadhana. मतलब अगर आप दृढ़ भूमि नहीं होंगे तो आपकी साधना टूट सकती है बीच में. कैसे टूट सकती है? Because maybe you have done for 20 years of sadhana continuously, and all your karmic imprints which yoga tells कि by practice of meditation and by practice of samadhi, all these karmic imprints are getting cleansed and burnt. And जब तक till that happens, you will not be able to experience or taste the trance or samadhi. तो जब तक कर्मों के और कर्माशयों के बंधन में आप रहेंगे तब तक तो ये चीज़ें पॉसिबल नहीं हैं. So because of that, there are chances that you will develop a thought कि why I am doing all these things, nothing is happening inside you. So that is the place where your dridha bhumi, that dridhata, that firm grounding of your sadhana breaks actually. So a sadhak should have a patience. Always you should be patient, because continuous uninterrupted practice in the sadhana will definitely bless you with the immense knowledge and immense bliss in your life. These sadhanas cannot go without giving any results or fruits to you. So always have a patience. But हाँ, yes, one thing is very important, that अगर आप साधना सही तरीके से कर रहे हैं, suppose you are performing a sadhana from a person who has done the sadhana, not a person who only talks about the sadhana. So there are two type of people, na? A person who knows what all things can happen, a person who can read the book and tell you what is what. So when I am talking to you that you perform the sadhana like this, I have spent my whole 35-40 years in this. I know what all things can happen when you perform the sadhana. So unless and until you do the sadhana, unless and until you enter in the sadhana, unless and until you perform the sadhana by yourself, you cannot come out from all the karmic imprints whatever you have done. And remember, everything whatever happens in your life, in my life or others' life, it is because of our own karmic imprints. You cannot blame because of, you may be one nimit, one karan, one reason for any incident in the life of others. Even that also will be accumulated in your karmas if you are involved in certain wrong things or good things. But that is the beauty. You have a very developed buddhi. So things which are right, you know, things which are wrong, you know, and that is the reason your karmashiyas are more sensitive and powerful than any other organism, any other animal or insects. Because this is the place where, this is the form, human form is the only form where karmashiyas are given so much of importance. Even Lord Krishna has taught, भगवान कृष्ण ने बात किया है कर्माशयों के बारे में, क्योंकि हम जो भी कर्म करते हैं, वॉट एवर कर्मास वी परफॉर्म टुडे, एवरीथिंग्स accumulated because whatever we do, it is because of our buddhi also. Our buddhi is very, very, very highly developed. Even though an animal is there, any type of animal, animals' brain may be big, but you still rule them. And that is the reason in Yoga Shastra it is very clearly told कि other than human yoni, remaining other yonis are there only to experience the fruits of the karmas what you have done in the human yoni. मतलब आपने एज ए ह्यूमन, ऐसे मनुष्य जो कर्म किया है, जो भी कर्म किए हैं, उसके फल को भोगने के लिए इन दूसरे योनियों में आप भटकते हैं. वहाँ पर आप कोई भी कर्म नया एक्यूमुलेट नहीं करते. यू डोंट एक्यूमुलेट एनीथिंग बिकॉज देर इज नो कर्माशय. इट इज़ जस्ट ए यूनि टू एक्सपीरियंस व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, व्हाट यू हैव डन अर्लियर. सो importance of the sadhana is to be understood, that the sadhana has to be for a very long time, uninterrupted, and with lot of satkar and lot of devotion, dedication, and you have to be firmly grounded. If you are not firmly grounded, if you are just performing the sadhana in a very superficial way or with lot of confusion and expectations, then you will not be able to understand the depth of the sadhana. So one must understand very clearly that sadhana has to be performed with total dedication, devotion, and desire to get united with the Supreme Self. So Maharishi Patanjali very clearly he talks about how a sadhana has to be performed. So very clearly he says, Sato dirghakal nairantare satkar sevito dhrada bhumi.